Good. Hi, welcome. It's been an interesting night tonight with the weather on that, and we hope everybody is safe on that. We'd like to welcome the heads here. We unfortunately, Mr. Whitehead will not be here tonight, personal reasons, but it's good to have Mike Rogers here and Nancy Berry.
Yeah, Mike will most likely not be here. He's called out to the site
Yeah, okay,
for
understand.
emergent inspections.
Very good, good, understandable. So we're glad everybody's safe on this. So here we go. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Lawrence Township Council being held on Tuesday, February 21st, 2023, has been provided through the posting of the annual meeting schedule of said council in accordance with Section 13 of the Open Public Meeting Act. Said notice was forwarded to the Trentonian, the Times, and the Ledger on December 11th, 2022. And if you would, Madam Clerk, would you please, the inspiration, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the roll call. Thank you.
May we carry out our work at this meeting in a just, honorable, and sincere manner, always bearing in mind our duties and continuing to keep Lawrence a wonderful community in which to live. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have the roll call, please?
Mr. Bobbitt?
Here.
Mr. Kaneki?
Here.
Ms. McDuff?
Here.
Mr. Bowers?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here. Also, I apologize, Mr. Roscoe's will not be here, and we have Mr. Michael Butler representing, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I pushed my button so
As
that.
long as you don't push too many buttons. Thank you so much, sir. We have special proclamation recognition, and we are going with Miss Nancy Berger, Superintendent of Recreation. Would you please come up?
I don't think it's on, but you probably can hear me anyway. My name is Nancy Bergen. I am the Superintendent of Recreation for Lawrence Township. Thank you so much for having me tonight. With our department, we have 3 different operating budgets. We have the Recreation Department, Special Events, and also Office on Aging and Senior Center budget. I just want to briefly go over our 3 divisions and just explain some of the responsibilities and some of our 2022 highlights. So within the Recreation Department, we have 3 full-time employees and more than 100 part-time employees, which is lifeguards, summer camp, and program instructors. The full-time staff is myself. We have 2 recreation leaders, Jeffrey Radis and Emily Perlander, and I couldn't ask for a better staff, and we work very good together as a team. We also work with over 70 volunteers within the township, which are coaches and activity leaders. Some of our recreation department, we operate, and what we do is we manage the Lawrence High School pool at night, which is Monday through Friday, evenings and Saturdays, which includes lifeguards, and we have open swimming, and we do manage different supplies over there as well. We also have the Ann Demarest Nature Center under the Recreation Department, and we also work very closely with many volunteer groups throughout town, and also through the township youth organizations, which we communicate with them several times a week or on a daily basis. The Recreation Department offers over 30 programs throughout the year, and we do have some, this year we did have some new programs. We offered adult, we had adult boot camp. We also offered CSI summer camp, hula hoop exercise class, and a nature detectives at the nature center. Our office hours, we do have office hours that are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, but we have many hours and programs that are on the weekends and weeknights, which includes pool hours, like I said, and also we do have youth wrestling, basketball programs, and swim teams, and adult volleyball. All these programs are on, which I had listed in there, just some of our office hours. The other budget that we do have is a special events budget. In 2022, we offered 18 different community events or special programs to celebrate and showcase Lawrence Township. We added and expanded many of our events this year. We added Lawrence the Leprechaun, which was a little leprechaun hunt that we hid the leprechaun around different parks. We had a 2.22-mile walk on Tuesday, 2/22/22. Unfortunately, this year we did have to cancel our community day because of the weather. We did have over 15 food vendors planned. We had 100 local businesses and many attractions, including zip line. This year we are moving our community day to a Saturday and with the rain date of the Sunday. So hopefully that'll help us with our weather. In 2022, we also received the New Jersey Parks and Recreation Special Event Award, which was for our Valentine's Day Candlelight Walk. All of our special events are supported by many departments and volunteers. We can't do it without a lot of our staff that we do have here in Lawrence. A special thank you goes to our Recreation Advisory Committee and board members who are always at the events helping. They're always helping us whatever we need. The Lawrence Township Patriotic Committee also helps us with a great deal of our coordination with the 9/11, Veterans Day, and Memorial Day ceremony. Without both of these groups, we wouldn't be able to run any of the township events or some of it. The recreation goals for 2023, the recreation department goals, is for the Ann Demarest Nature Center. We'd like to offer more programs, add additional parking and lighting, and develop the functionality by creating a plan and vision for the interior of the building. We also are going to continue to research trends and new programs or for events for all the residents of all ages in Lawrence. We'd like to resurface the village basketball courts. We'd also remove and replace one of the Colonial Lake playground play sets, remove and replace playground equipment at Eldridge Park, and convert one of the tennis courts into 2 pickleball courts at Central Park. We also have our Hero Dog Park that we're going to be assisting in developing and opening up the new Township Dog Park this year, which will be very exciting. The Lawrence Township Senior Center and Office on Aging operates with 2 full-time employees and 1 part-time clerk and van driver. We have Lillian LaSalle, Executive Director, and Office on Aging Senior Center Director. Tatum Harbuck, which is our Recreation Leader, and Ron Disminski, which is our part-time Senior Van Transportation. They do a great job at the Senior Center and very enthusiastic, and the seniors really do love them. Senior Center has many social activities and special programs throughout the year, such as talent shows. They have the 31st Senior Center anniversary. They have the Mercer County Nutrition Program. The lunch is run out of the Senior Center 4 times a week. They serve lunch to Lawrence residents, Lawrence seniors there. We also have exercise programs such as line dancing, Spanish class, and exercise programs. This year, the Office on Aging Director contacted the Lawrence Community Center and is using the gym over at the Community Center for some of the exercise programs. The gym is bigger and the seniors really enjoy the bigger space. We also, which was a nice highlight for this year, was the Friends Helping Friends. The Friends Helping Friends seniors created lap blankets and local nursing home residents, hats and scarves for children and families served by Homefront and the Lawrence Community Center. Seniors also created gift bags with homemade cookies and chocolate-covered pretzels for the Ewing Senior Center that lost their center this year due to a fire. The Senior Center also partners with several community groups to provide services for our seniors. Our new recreation leader will implement programs including craft classes, senior meet and greets, beanbag toss, and many other new and exciting programs. The Office on Aging will collaborate with the local library to host a Book in the Bag book club at the Senior Center. The Office on Aging will also implement senior advocacy and education programs that include senior Medicare protocol, talks on living wills, and tax aid information, elder abuse, and fraud prevention. So you can see that a lot of things are done at the senior center in a wide variety of different things. Our budget request for 2023, our recreation and office on aging budget will remain the same. We are requesting additional funding for the special events budget just to cover increased costs and services. We also are requesting to remove and replace the playground equipment. One of the playground equipments at Colonial Lake Park. And we are requesting a capital budget to replace the outdoor basketball court surface at Village Park. We had a clinic a couple of years ago and we had to keep a clinic in an outdoor league. We had to keep canceling it because the water just kept seeping up through the bottom of the surface, and we had to cancel because it was very wet and unplayable. At this time, I just want to give you because pictures are a lot better than my words and my nervous jitter as well. So I just want to play a little video that we made for you guys just to give us, just to give you some highlights. As you can see, there were a lot of other departments mentioned in the video. We couldn't do any of these events without other departments. But especially I'd like to thank the police department, the OEM, the health department, finance, and public works department, who are always supportive and very great to work with. I'd also like to thank the township manager, Kevin Nowinski, who lets us be creative and encourages all of our new ideas and supports us because he just wants to do better for the residents of Lawrence. I'll go in there and have a lot of crazy ideas, and he always does support me. I'd also like to thank you, council, for very much for listening to me tonight, and also actually for showing up at all of our events. I mean, it really does mean a lot to us when you guys come and support and actually are participating in events. So, that's all I have. Thanks for listening. Question?
Is there any questions, Councilman? Cool.
Thank you.
Wait, no one on that side has a
No.
question? Wow, I guess what
All you.
happens, this is what happens when you have a video with
Yeah.
smiling, happy people. Everyone's just sure, let's go. I do want to thank you for that because I think it shows how you touch the residents in a way in a very direct way that most other departments don't. And just sort of the joy that you bring in terms of all the programs. I once talked to a former councilman who told me at one point when he was serving in Lawrence Township that the rec department was just a desk and a chair, and that was it. And I think our residents expect more these days, and I'm glad to see that you're delivering it. And I like to hear things about how you are sort of keeping tabs on what's new and what's going on and reimagining different places for, say, pickleball, which seems like the hot new game for people, and just keeping our seniors involved. And so that's one of the questions I have for you is how has the senior center been in sort of keeping our seniors connected, especially in this sort of post-pandemic world?
It's been they have come back. When we had a drive-through lunch and we were able to reach out to them during that drive-through lunch when we had the senior center was closed. But now they are starting to come back and they really want to do more social programs, and they want to get together more for games, and they're asking for a lot of different activities like that. But they are definitely coming back. But we are, now that we do have the community center, we're using that. We're able to do the exercise program, and Lillian's done a great job with that as far as being able to spread them out a little bit more, and they do feel more confident doing that. But they're definitely ready to come back and do a lot more activities now, so it's good.
That's great. And that led me into the other question I had for you about the community center and how do we use it in partnership with Homefront, because it's a township building that a lot of people don't realize is a township-owned building. And so just how do we use that asset? And it's great to hear that they're allowing us to bring us back in to say for the seniors and other groups, because I know that's an exciting piece as well to get people in different parts of the town. And I know that the rec department's been really good about sort of sprinkling the different events around town. So it's not just, say, in South Lawrence or North Lawrence or at Central Park
Cool to have it be Lawrence Township, right? Not South. Yeah.
So I appreciate that because I think it's just a nice thing. So thanks for all that you do. I guess my other question is sort of, look, if you gazed into your crystal ball, do you see any sort of trends that we should kind of think about in the next like 5 to 10 years in terms of, population demographics or recreation needs?
A lot of people, we do get a lot of requests for different types of things, but a lot of the things, people are looking for more for, especially, older, or not seniors and not, the younger people like my age. So like, well, I'm not there yet, but almost, but like for more like art crafts or things like that. So, I mean, my crystal ball would love to be a community center where we could have cooking classes, that would be my ideal dream. But, where we could have cooking classes, you do sculpture, art classes, but different things like that. I think people are gearing more towards those type of activities like art classes and music classes or different things like yoga, and not so much as the sports. Everything's gearing towards that. Mental, if people are just looking to do other things now and to help build their minds. And I think with the pandemic as well, those things, even puzzles or anything, social or things like that. And that's what we're looking at, a community center. Like I said, that would be my dream.
No, and thank you for your answer, because it gets me to thinking about a lot of different things about how the rec department interacts with our community, not just sort of kids or seniors, but sort of young adults, older adults. You know, so,
Teenagers is another thing that we're looking really to.
well, if you can
move
crack
up to
that
this
nut,
point.
I'm sure you can make a mix.
I know, and that's what we're trying to, but there is, I'll be honest with you, I know a lot of people at esports, a lot of people look negative upon esports, but esports it would be a great thing to have, because like we've reached out to Ryder and tried to see if we could use that room. They have an esports room, because esports gets kids, like when you're home and you're playing these video games, I don't know, but it gets them together and you're socializing together. And that's one of the big trends right now. And I know I think the high school is trying to do an esports program there. So, but again, that comes with a facility, which we don't have, so.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Bobby. Councilman Powers, I apologize.
Well, thank you, Mayor. And I just want to echo what Councilman Bowen said, Nancy, in terms of the great job you're doing. And I know Senior Director Lillian LaSalle's here, and I know the great job she does over the Senior Center. And just the personal touch that you've put on the recreation programs, the Valentine's Day walk, that was amazing. And the turnout
Pretty
was
cool.
fantastic. And the Jolly Trolley, I missed it, but I heard
Sold out in 4 minutes.
There's three now.
It's like a Cinderella carriage, or whatever. It was really nice. But yeah, this is to follow up on Councilman Bobbitt's question in terms of programs that we should be doing. Are there any programs that we currently do that are languishing, that maybe have gone past their useful life in terms of sign up, that maybe we don't need to do this anymore?
Our basketball program has been pretty good. I can't remember because we have gotten some, most of it, we do get rid of some of those programs. Like we tried to have a mini movers class, but sometimes we don't do we have a walking class that we do with adults, but it's at 9:00 in the morning. So we're trying to adjust that. Maybe we could do it a different time. So we just adjust to some of our programs, and we do rely a lot on the feedback from everybody. So, and we get emails. So, but right now, our swim lessons, there's a lot of, we do have to compete with a lot of businesses around. So our swim lessons, we've slowed down a little bit on, but that's mainly because of instructors. So I'm trying to think of what programs that we've gotten rid of, because I suppose I can think of what we added.
I'm trying to help the manager out here. But no, and just to think about that. And then the other thing, and you sort of talked about it with Councilman Bob, in terms of the seniors returning post-pandemic. Are you seeing the same thing with the other programs in terms of post-pandemic numbers? Have we gotten back to the 2019 numbers?
Yeah, we have. We had to, our summer camp numbers have increased, and we've also added different summer camps. Like we've added the CSI summer camp, and we sold out of those rather quickly. We have to have the staff ratio, so we did have to limit it, but we did sell out quickly with our summer camp. But our basketball program was very successful. We had a Lawrence swim team, a wrestling program. So yeah, people are definitely moving forward. So we do have our numbers have been pretty good with a lot of our different programs that we've had.
Well, keep up the great work, and thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's see.
Just very quickly, I just want to tell Nancy, these are my notes. She's super dedicated, super creative, a bit crazy, but she works hard, her staff works hard, and I think the product that they deliver to the community is visible to all. Just the holiday lighting, I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie. I'd just been watching several of them, and I was like, wow, I'm in the middle of it. But I just feel like empowering Nancy and her staff in the senior center to just be as creative as possible has they've embraced it, and they're doing wonderful things. And thank you, Nancy.
Mr. Mayor, I apologize. May I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I was just wondering if there's been any increase in dialogue between your department and the high school in terms of how we could utilize additional facilities in the high school. Just, sitting here listening to your presentation and other comments, For example, we already utilize the pool, is my understanding, for some swim classes and open swim. I've, graduated quite a few years ago. I won't say how many, but I know we used to have a class, I don't even think we called it home ec. I think that term got phased out. It might have been like international cooking or something like that. And it was one of the most popular classes. So I agree. I think a cooking class would be fantastic. And there seems to be, again, at least going back to when I was in high school, some draw from especially the teen crowd and those who are looking to go off and move out soon and kind of need those lessons. Has your department been able to work with the high school at all and see if we can use any of the spaces that are there and the equipment that they have to offer these classes by any chance?
We do work with the Board of Ed we use our basketball facility. We do have an agreement with the pool. I believe when the pool was built a while ago, that was the agreement that if it was built, that the township residents would use it as well as the high school. But, and then we use some of the other, that's basically what we just usually use. But the problem with over the summer, we'll use the summer camp, but they have, over the summers when they get a lot of their construction done. So, and then also there's a security, we staff it for security purposes. We have to, if we have things in there, it becomes who's going to be the security and, but we do work with them on different things, but we're not able to fully use their facilities.
Okay.
So just mainly the gym.
It is a bit more complicated these days
Yeah.
with security, allowing people in the buildings, especially during off hours, insurance. The school board, the public school, they consistently are cooperative and reach out, but there's always limitations to what we can do. So we try to do our best and collaborate.
That's what we're using the nature center a little bit more. We have that's one of our facilities, so we use that for other things. So we try to use the facilities as best we can. We do a lot of things outside in the parks as well, but.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. We appreciate it. We appreciate your effort, and it is fun, some of the stuff that you come up with. I'll tell you what.
It's been a little crazy.
It's just a little.
And I do get a lot of ideas from Hallmark movies, so.
Mayor, unfortunately, we don't have the two other department heads to provide presentations, but I would like to tell the governing body and members of the public that we will have their presentations available through a link on our website and social media sites as soon as we can, within the next couple of days. So everyone could take a look at what they're doing.
Are they coming before us the next meeting, or?
It would kind of sidetrack us in terms of our budget, our anticipated budget schedule. So what we, if from their presentation, you all determine that there's a need for a public presentation, you can certainly let me know. But if you have questions, you can send them to me and I will get them answered to you by either Greg or Mike Rogers.
Okay, very good. Well, we understand after tonight with Mr. Rogers and Mr. Whitehead, personal reasons, so we definitely understand. We're going to move right along. Public participation. Is there anyone for public participation? Please come up, state your name. You have 5 minutes. Your name and your address, please, for the record. Thank you.
My name is Jim Cleek, 7 East Darrow Lane. I don't know how, I'm sure you people must know about it, but I don't know how many people in the township know about this sustainability survey that's going on. And I don't know how long it's been going on, but I only found out about it this morning when one of my neighbors told me about it, and I'm not sure how they found it. I think probably in probably in the ledger, which I must have missed. But anyway, they went on the website and tried to, and with great difficulty, he said they found it and answered it. And so they advised me to, do the same, I'm sure, in hopes that I would have the same opinions they did. But anyway, I went on the website and I could not find it. And they said they had a lot of trouble too. So I ended up calling the manager's office, and that lady said she knew about it, but she didn't know how to get on it either. And so she sent me over to Craig Dimwoody, who is, I guess, the one that's designed it and was in charge of it. And he told me that he would send me a email with a link. And he, at the same time, asked me if I knew about the weekly newsletter, and that said he would sign me up for that. So I guess my main point is that how do people find out about these things? Because, the newsletter, I'm sure, is a wealth of information, but I don't know if you don't know. But getting back to the survey, so I got on. I took the survey. When I got done, it wouldn't let me send it back. So I printed the darn thing out, and I'll leave it here for you tonight to give to him. And I'm not here to pick on Greg, because he was very helpful, and it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback. But I guess what I'm saying is, I wonder how many people know about this and how much participation there is in it, and it seems like a very important thing to the master plan. And I know that since it's getting head to 2050, why I'm not going to be around to worry about it, and probably none of us are. But the point is to start now, and and so I thought that was something that, and at the end, they asked for final comments. That was a big mistake, because I said, how many answers did you get? The community energy plan is too important not to consider carefully. I said, I only found out about the survey of accident from a neighbor and couldn't find it on the website. And I went through how I got it and all. And I said, it's great that we got a link to investigate it. I mean, not a link, but a grant to investigate it. But if we want public input to make further efforts to get more information, perhaps with a more accessible survey and or a public meeting, because it seems important enough that we, to get maximum amount of public input. So I made it in my 5 minutes.
Oh, plenty of time, plenty of time. We appreciate it.
Any thoughts?
Mr. Mayor? if I
Yes.
may? To Mr. Gleek's point, I am the council liaison to the Environmental Green Advisory Committee. So I will take your comments and let the chair of that committee know that the survey was a challenge to find and fill out. And so that we might try to do something to capture more.
Yeah, do you have any idea about how much successful they've been in the, because he said they have one more week, and I don't know how long it's been out there, but.
Mr. Mayor, I will ask the chair of the committee, and I'll let you know. And if you want to come back next meeting, I'll let you know as well.
Sure, thanks.
Mr. Mayor, can I
Yes.
ask a question to our manager? Would this be something that we could address with Craig? I don't know, maybe we could, in the next couple of days, maybe post something on our township Facebook group to get it out there?
So this is the challenge. The challenge is, if you're not on social media, if you don't regularly go to the website, if you don't contact the clerk and say, hey, what's new and going on, if you don't get Senior Connect or review Senior Connect, it's very difficult. We do not send out mailings anymore. It's 11,000 mailings, and 99% of them are immediately thrown away at a cost of about $9,000 or $10,000 a shot. So we don't mail things out anymore. So this is the challenge that we have for the next 5 to 10 years. that the people that aren't on social media, it becomes just more difficult challenge. But I'll talk to Greg about it to see what other ways we could do it. And we know that there's a deficiency with a certain age group in our community in terms of getting to them. Senior Connect was one of those programs that tried to address that, to get partnerships from people who know elderly people who aren't on the website to print out Senior Connect, hand deliver it, say hello, say this is some stuff that's been going out there. So that's one way we've tried to do it. So it's just, we're not going to capture everybody.
No,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that. I was just
It's
thinking,
frustrating.
it is,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if we have a week left, and if we could directly post the survey on Facebook, even if we did it in the past, just remind folks, and then maybe they can connect with their elderly family members and their neighbors. It's an, a cost-free way with a week left, and I'm not saying we have to,
That's
I'm just
been
saying
done.
it'd be worth it.
And I don't even know if it had.
No, I understand it's been done, I'm saying, but this would be like a final notice type of thing,
And is it possible that this might not be the end? The end?
Well, it's a community energy
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, I do fully appreciate what you're saying
Yeah.
about, and I'm one of the villains, but I'm fairly, I get on the website a lot and look at things and all, but some things are just really hard to find. And it seemed to me, I could waltz all over this thing. And he told me where I thought it would be, he thought it would be, but he seemed to be a little, and I couldn't find it either.
He's the one that put it there, so he should know.
Thank you, Mr.
So
Chairman.
yeah, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for your.
I really appreciate it. Before we continue on this, I just want to say thank you. I just received a text from Mayor Martin from Hamilton reaching out with his concern that if we need anything with the damage, to reach out to him. So big thank you to Mayor Martin for his concern on the storm that came through. Going to continue with public participation. Anybody?
Mr. Mayor, if I may?
Yes.
One thing that Mr. Cleek brought, all of our committee meetings are public,
Mhm.
are open to the public, so that if you wanted to come to the next environmental meeting, you could. So just, sometimes people don't realize that
Yeah.
all those committee
Okay, 'cause I
meetings,
saw the environmental.
yeah,
It's on the web, yeah.
they're all open to the public, so. And there is
Good.
public comment there, so, thanks.
Any public participation? Seeing none, hearing none, we're going to close that. We're going to do a review and revision of the agenda. None. We're going to move adoption of minutes. Can I get a motion for 8A, please?
Sure. Mayor, I'll move the regular meeting, January 3rd, 2023.
Second,
Mr. Babbitt,
yes.
Mr. Kaneki,
Yes.
Ms. McDuff,
Yes.
Mr. Powers,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. Can I get a motion for 9A, please, to move it?
Yeah, Mayor, I'll move 9A, authorizing awarding bid 2302, leasing Carson Road Woods for farming.
Second,
How many acres are we leasing?
It's grazing of animals.
Oh, okay.
So it's called farming.
Yeah.
But we have an arrangement with the local farmer to allow his cows to
Cherry
go
growth.
and graze on our property. It's a win-win situation. He's been doing it for years.
Okay, very good. Is there any public participation on this? Seeing none, hearing none, we're going to close that. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Babbitt,
yes.
Mr. Kaneki,
Yes.
Ms. McDuff,
Yes.
Mr. Powers,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. Can I get a motion for 10A, please?
Sure, Mayor. Move ordinance number 2440-23, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2433-22, salary ordinance of the Township of Lawrence, unclassified and/or exempt seasonal emergency non-union employees for 2022-2023.
Second,
This makes adjustments to the step guide, as well as the inclusion of a computer operator trainee for the police department. With upcoming retirements, we see a need to replace a police officer who's doing the work. It's an opportunity for us to get a civilian in there to do the IT work. And the remaining adjustment is for a clerk driver position that adds steps to a position we've yet to fill.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bobbitt,
Yes.
Mr. Kanaki,
Yes.
Ms. McDuff,
Yes.
Mr. Powers,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. May I get a motion for 10B, please?
Yeah, Mayor, I move ordinance number 2441-23, ordinance amending ordinance number 2438-33, providing for sidewalk improvements in and by the Township of Lawrenceville, County of Mercer, New Jersey, appropriating $500 thereof and directing the special assessment of the cost thereof.
Second.
This is a part of our sidewalk replacement program. As you may recall, last meeting, we had the approval of that. This is an additional appropriation that came in after that, so we're adding on to it, $500.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bobbitt,
Yes.
Mr. Kanaki,
Yes.
Ms. McDuff,
Yes.
Mr. Powers,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. I have a question for council on this. On 10C, do I need to go into, I need to ask some questions on 10C?
Okay. What are
Do I need
your,
to go to Roberts?
what are your questions?
My questions and concerns on this are with the acquisition of various computer and equipment. We approved that before, but there's been an addition to it to include security cameras, security camera upgrades, security. I don't know anything about it, like cost, where is it going, what's it for? Is it the body cameras for the inspect? I don't know any of this.
Okay, was this all part of the ordinance that was introduced at the last?
No, it was added to it. It was only, the only
So-
ordinance was
Yep.
for the various computer and office equipment.
Okay.
Point of
So-
order, Mayor, should we move and second it for discussion?
That's what I'm
Well,
asking.
yeah,
Should we
so
need to go to
well,
Roberts?
I was trying to figure out what, if the goal was to take it off or to continue.
Or
to
table
have a
it.
discussion tonight, or did you want to table it for?
Because I would like to table it until we find out more, because I'm not quite sure.
Right, so, and so the crux of my question was is this something that needs to be tabled to have further discussion, or whether this was something that we can discuss and introduce tonight? I think the CFO just indicated that this is something that can be tabled for introduction.
Because we have no information on this whatsoever.
Mayor, all I would say is that I'm available to answer these questions to you at any time. It would be much more productive. Maybe this just came across your mind at this point in time.
No, it
But,
didn't.
but,
I
but
agree.
you could reach out and we could have gotten you the breakdown if that's what you needed. It's never been done that way before, but I'm certainly willing to do it again. It's absolutely your right to scrutinize this, but we would run much more efficiently if you just simply reached out to me and we would have been able to provide that information to you.
Well, thank you. I understand, that there's going to be an increase in, I am responsible to the residents, and if I have concern or question, I'm definitely going to ask it.
Mayor, no one's saying that you don't have the right to ask the question. What I'm saying is for the efficiency of the operation of this government, this was the time that we were to approve this so we could make these really important acquisitions. If you asked sooner, I could have gotten you the information. That's all, just for the future. I just think if you know the question, waiting till now causes us to table it, and now we're going to have to wait until the first week in March to do it. That's all.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would be in favor, if it's all right. I think since this is an ordinance and merely the introduction, we still have another 2 weeks to then review and ask questions and scrutinize and then vote yes or no on it. So this is merely introducing it to get the process rolling. And my personal feeling is I would, if Councilman Powers does not move it, I will move it and then hopefully get a second, and then we could take a vote then and then proceed based on that vote.
And Mayor is the institutional knowledge of the 20 years. We've done that in the past where we've introduced, and then if we're not satisfied, we've rejected it at adoption. So we have done that.
Mr. Mayor, I'd be open to tabling it. I have questions, same questions that you have. I also have questions concerning where the need came from between, in the last couple of weeks between the last ordinance now and this edition and why it wasn't originally included. And then, going forward, if we're worried about efficiency sake, I don't know, and this would be a question for the manager, his office capabilities, because I know that him and his staff handle a lot in the day-to-day, but possibly just getting that information out rather than council having to seek it, then council gets the same info across the board in advance.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we move this forward as an introduction. We have 2 weeks. We can review it and come back. This is how we always done it. The 13 years I've been on this council. I'm willing to move it forward.
Thank you so much. I would like to table it. I'd like a second on that.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make, go ahead. No, you would go.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
So shall we take a vote then?
Mhm.
Let's take a vote. Mr. Bobbitt?
No.
Mr. Kaneki?
No.
Ms. McDuff?
Yes.
Mr. Powers?
No.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor, I'll move 10C, ordinance amending bond ordinance 2228-16 by the Township of Lawrence County of Mercer State of New Jersey in order to revise the description of the improvement herein.
Second.
Take the vote.
Mr. Bobbitt?
Yes.
Mr. Kaneki?
Yes.
Ms. McDuff?
No.
Mr. Powers?
Yes.
And Mayor Ryan?
No.
So it's introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the motion passed, so the ordinance 2040, 2004-42-23 has been introduced.
Can I get a motion for to move to 11A, please?
Sure, Mayor. I move 11A, ordinance 2439-23, an ordinance amending the consolidated license permit and fee chapter of the Lawrence Township Administrative Code firearms carry permit.
Second.
Said, this just simply adds the additional $150 permit fee.
Is there any public participation on this? Seeing none and hearing none, we're going to close it. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bobbitt?
Yes.
Mr. Kaneki?
Yes.
Ms. McDuff?
Yes.
Mr. Powers?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. Managers report.
Yeah, as everyone may know, that we had a bit of a weather incident happen earlier today. A tornado potentially hit a section of Lawrence Township. It's centralized in the Lawrence Square Village area. 27 units have been deemed to be uninhabitable at this time. There's about 75 to 100 people that are possibly displaced as a result of this event. The police are on the scene, Red Cross is on the scene, Volunteers of America are on the scene. PSC&G has contacted me and they are mobilized there. And we are working through the problem. And power has been restored. The roads that were previously closed are now open. And it's a fluid situation. I'll keep you all informed as things progress. Mr. Bobbitt, are you going to be discussing the new amendment?
I couldn't, but you could.
I don't want to take away from the committee's hard work, so.
No, I think you have a bigger, I don't know if everyone's going to stick around for the liaison report, so.
Oh, I think they will stick around. One of the aspects of, that we were trying to attain over the last 4 or 5 years is to provide a more engaged municipal connection with our new businesses and current businesses. And one of the things that we've done is engaged a committee as well as our community aid to develop a business manual for all new businesses, people thinking about having businesses within the town. or current businesses, and it provides all the information that you kind of need to navigate your way from beginning to end. I think it's a really awesome document. The end product was really well done by your committee, Mr. Bobbitt, and that is now available. So we'll make sure that we use it. Mr. Dinwiddie also wanted me to remind everyone that this year we are having a Township Citizen of the Year Awards, and the information for this particular award is on the website. You could provide applications for people that you think are deserving of it. And the other thing that Mr. Dinwiddie wanted me to remind everybody was the community energy plan. And that the survey is available online. So, that's all I have.
Question?
Mr. Mayor, if I could add to that
Yes, you
now? Instead of going through everything else and then coming back to this, I thought if you'll indulge me. One of the things, and we have a member of the Growth and Development Committee here, one of the wonderful things about the conversations that we've had, and they were many and numerous, was how to make this a usable item, not a how-to manual, not something that would be easily dated, but something that would sort of help guide people who sort of have a business sense already, how to navigate Lawrence Township and sort of how to ask the right questions at the right time so that you don't end up with a non-conforming project or run into roadblocks and blame the township. So I'm really pleased to see this printed out, and to Councilman Powers, who whispered a question to me about, is it on the website? Yes, it is. And so we're hoping that this will just be another sort of piece of the website to drive both traffic, but also act as a useful gateway to the services that the township provides. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for providing Craig to our committee and helping us along. And this has been long in process. For those who remember Andy Link, who was sort of in the seat that Craig has now, he had been working on this when I started on Growth and Redevelopment back in '05. So it's nice to have an updated version. Thanks.
Also, to coincide with this, we are in weeks away from a residential package as well. So when our tax assessor receives new deeds, we add those people to the owner's list, and those owner's list will get an informational package with all of the information they need to know and how to stay engaged with municipal operations in the community.
Attorney's report.
No report other than say thank you for having me and thank you to Tanya for the peanut chips.
There's more if you'd like here.
I'm gonna grab them all before.
Great, pass it down.
It's like trick or treating.
Madam Clerk, anything? Clerk's report.
Nothing at this time.
Okay, thank you so much. Unfinished business, no. New business. None. We're going to go to public participation. 3 minutes. Seeing none, hearing none, we're going to close public participation. Can I get a motion for 18A?
Mayor, in honor of Commissioner Lewis, I will move 18C1 through H4 in a block, with H3 being the appointment of Sarah Segalis to the one-year alternate position on the zoning board.
Very good.
Second.
Can I ask you a question? On this, on H with the temporary budget, on that with the, understand with the emergency, but with waste management, with the 700,000 for waste management, because we did a temporary for them. They went through that, they're asking for another 700,000. Is that?
It's funding municipal operations, and before the budget is passed, we have this period of time where it's still under contract. They didn't
Yes.
ask for anything more. It's the contract that we've agreed to. So it's just the
Okay.
function of funding the ability to make payments.
Okay, very good. That was my question. Thank you so much. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bobbitt?
Yes.
Mr. Kanaki?
Yes.
Ms. McDuff?
Yes.
Mr. Powers?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. Council initiatives and liaison reports. Anything? No. What about the, had a Valentine's Day at the senior center? Right? I know, that's your liaison. It was a great time. It really was. It was a great time. Anything else?
I feel like I need to mention my other committee that I'm a
Let's go.
liaison
A
to.
bunch of committees.
The Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee. They're doing really great work on advancing the bus stops that we talked about in
Yes.
the last meeting, in conversation with Mr. Nowinski, Mr. Barbies, as well as New Jersey Transit. And they're also still working on some of the calendar events. So I'm really happy that to see what they're working on. And we've already talked about environmental and the survey, which might need to have an extra grade slide. So Mr. Cleek, thank you for coming. I will get your answers to the chair.
Yeah, I'll give a call tomorrow because he probably wants to know, I'm sure he wants to know that if you send out that link on an email, you can fill it all out, but it won't let you send it
Yeah,
back.
you should probably talk to Mr. Dinwiddie. And then with the business manual. The Growth Redevelopment Committee is doing a great job in doing that. And we have something else that we're working on right now, and you'll hear more about that soon. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Very good, thank you so much. Anybody else? All right, written communications, we have a letter for Ron D. Greenbox regarding self-contained mobile office for charitable, and I believe Jim Parviz is handling that, on that with our engineering.
That's, to my knowledge, that is correct.
Yes. Okay, good. Executive session? Yes, I did. I think Dave spoke to you about this.
We can go to executive session if that's.
With recess into a closed session on that in case we have to come back on it. I'm requesting Mr. Nowinski not be here so I can go
Well,
with him.
let's just make a motion. I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second.
For purposes of,
Do we have purposes?
Well,
Yes,
the purposes that was listed in the agenda was potential litigation.
That's still,
That I don't know.
all right. On the agenda, we'll see what happens.
That's what they gave me.
What?
Mercer County West is closed due to the tornado until further notice.
wow.
That just came through.
I'm sorry, let's go.
Mercer County West,
That-
California,
Ooh.
is closed until further notice.